How do you stop a lightsaber mid-swing? Why, you use the Force, of course. But who are the Star Wars characters who have pulled off this incredible ability? After returning to the Star Wars spotlight in the last episode of Ahsoka, Ezra Bridger is back in action for the show's latest installment. In Dreams and Madness, Ezra teams up with Sabine Wren to take on the Marauders of Peridia, Grand Admiral Thrawn's Night Troopers, and Shin Hati. Naturally, between her knowledge of the Force and lightsaber abilities, she poses by far the biggest threat. But both Ezra and Sabine are prepared for her attack.
She's like you, but lacks your sense of humor.
Lightsaber?
Oh yeah.
Great.
Boldly, Ezra wields nothing but the Force in this fight with Shin, even using it to hold back one of her lightsaber swings. It's an awesome moment in the midst of a frantic fight, and it proves just how strong Ezra has become as a Force user. For reference, in the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi, the fearsome and immensely powerful Darth Vader uses a similar technique during his brief clash with Reva. Vader uses the Force to prevent several of her strikes from landing, and even prevents her specialized double-bladed lightsaber from spinning. These aren't the only Force users who have nailed this impressive ability, however. Ezra and Vader's move have also been depicted on the big screen via the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Though the return of fan favorites such as Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Princess Leia were a big selling point of the sequel trilogy, these movies also boast a number of franchise newcomers. Among these heroes and villains are Rey Skywalker and Kylo Ren, who clashed throughout The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. And it's their duel in the third film that is particularly relevant here. In The Rise of Skywalker, Rey and Kylo cross sabers in the wreckage of the second Death Star, as gigantic waves crash around them and their situation becomes increasingly perilous. They both manage to employ the same technique as Ezra Bridger and Darth Vader. Early on in the fight, Rey briefly stops Kylo Ren's red lightsaber by using the Force, prompting him to do the same when she attacks moments later. Seeing as Kylo is the grandson of Vader and Rey is the granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine, it's perhaps no surprise that they've both mastered this immensely useful Force ability. And here's a little-known fact for you. At one point, another famous Jedi was supposed to use this power. Long before fans saw Ezra Bridger, Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, or Rey Skywalker stop lightsaber swings with the Force, Lucasfilm was hard at work wrapping up the Skywalker saga. The Rise of Skywalker was the film that ended it all. Though the version of Episode 9 fans saw in theaters in 2019 was vastly different from the one envisioned by the film's original director Colin Trevorrow. The script for Trevorrow's take on the story, known as Duel of the Fates, has been online for some time. Some interesting features include Finn leading a full-blown stormtrooper uprising, Kylo pursuing even more dark side power, and a now infamous stage direction that claims Hux lost to Star Wars. At one point, the script also includes a pretty wild move pulled off by the Force ghost of Luke Skywalker. As The Last Jedi ends with Luke passing into the Force, it's no surprise that he's present in the script for Duel of the Fates. Luke pops up here and there throughout the story, taunting Kylo from beyond the grave. And it all culminates in him making his presence truly felt during Kylo's final duel with Rey. During this fight, Luke grabs hold of his nephew's lightsaber by the flaming, crackling blade. Look deep enough on the internet and you'll even find the concept art drawn up for this moment. It's an undeniably cool visual, even if it is a move that living Star Wars characters would be wise not to replicate. Clearly, this Force block ability is becoming more and more commonplace in the franchise. We'll just have to wait and see if any more characters use it as the Star Wars universe continues to expand.